Okay, so we're going to read Act 4, Scene 3 of The Taming of the Shrew. In this scene, we're back at Petruchio's home, and Grumio is tormenting Catherine by talking about food and promising food, but he's not giving her food. Then Petruchio, he serves Catherine himself and demands her thanks. Then he brings in a haberdasher, which is like a guy who makes hats, and a tailor, that's a person who makes clothes, to bring them all sorts of nice clothes to go back to Bianca's wedding. And so Catherine's like, ooh, I get to have all sorts of nice clothes and things. This is going to be great. But Petruchio refuses all of them. It's horrible, and Catherine's really sad. So this is Scene 3. It should be pretty awesome.
No, forsooth, a dare not for my life.
The more my wrong, the more his spite appears. What did he marry me to famish me? Beggars that come unto my father's door upon entreaty have a present alms, if not elsewhere they meet with charity. But I, who never knew how to entreat, nor never needed that I should entreat, am starved for meat. Giddy for lack of sleep, with oaths kept waking and with brawling fed. And that which spites me more than all these wants, he does it under name of perfect love, as who should say, if I should sleep or eat, 'twere deadly sickness, or else present death. I prithee go and get me some repast. I care not what, so it be wholesome food.
Oh, what say you to a neat's foot?
'Tis passing good, I prithee let me have it.
I fear 'tis too choleric a meat. How say you to a fat tripe finely broiled?
I like it well, good Grumio, fetch it me.
I cannot tell, I fear 'tis choleric. What say you to a piece of beef and mustard?
A dish that I do love to feed upon.
Aye, but the mustard is too hot a little.
Why then the beef and let the mustard rest?
Nay, then I will not. You shall have the mustard, or else you get no beef off Grumio.
Then both or one, or anything thou wilt.
Why then the mustard without the beef?
Oh, go get thee gone, thou false deluding slave!
She
That
starts
feeds me
hitting
with
him.
the very name of meat. Sorrow on thee and all the pack of you that triumph thus upon my misery. Go get thee gone, I say!
Okay, so Catherine is not having this. She is entirely ticked off. She has not eaten, and she's really hungry. And this has turned her, she is way angrier than she is. And Grumio, you can tell, like, Grumio and Petruchio, I mean, they're in cahoots with this whole situation. Because Grumio's like, what about this type of food? And she's like, yeah, good enough. And he's like, nope, it's bad. What about a fat tripe that's broiled? Nope, that's bad. What about beef and mustard? Nope, that's bad. You know, like he's just messing with her. That's all he's doing. He's messing with her. And she's finally, like, she starts hitting him with stuff. Awesome. Petruchio and Hortensio come in.
My case. What, sweeting? All a mort?
Mistress, what cheer?
Faith as cold as can be.
Pluck up thy spirits, look cheerfully upon me. Here, love, thou seest how diligent I am to dress thy meat myself and bring it thee. Oh. I'm sure, sweet Kate, this kindness merits thanks. What, not a word? Nay, then, thou lovest it not, and all my pains is sorted to no proof. Here, take away this dish.
Well, I pray you, let it stand.
The poorest service is repaid with thanks, and so shall mine before you touch the meat.
I thank you, sir.
Signor Petruchio, fie, you are to blame. Come, Mistress Kate, I'll bear you company.
Eat it up all, Hortensio, if thou lovest me. Much good it do unto thy gentle heart. Kate, eat a piece. And now, my honey love, will we return unto thy father's house, and revel it as bravely as the best, with silken coats and caps and golden rings, with ruffs and cuffs and
She's like
farthingales
scarfing
and
all the food
things,
down.
with scarves and fans and double change of bravery, with amber bracelets, beads, and all this knavery. What, hast thou dined? The tailor stays thy leisure to deck thy body with his ruffling treasure.
Okay, so Petruchio won't let her have food until she thanks him. So he's making this point that polite behavior is what, you know, we act politely to one another. We don't just take things. We don't just demand things. We're polite. It's interesting. You know, Hortensio's like, oh my gosh, you better eat something, Kate. And then she's literally scarfing it down, like think of the times that you've like gulped down water. You know, you've been out mowing the yard or something, and you gulp down a glass of water, or you know, you haven't eaten in a really long time, and you're shoveling the food into your mouth. That's literally what she was just doing. And now he's talking about a tailor and a haberdasher to have all these fancy clothes to go to Bianca's wedding.
Ah, come, tailor. Let us see these ornaments. Lay forth the gown. What news with you, sir?
Here is the cap your worship didn't speak.
Why, this was moulded on a porringer of velvet
It's a beautiful cap.
dish. Fie, it is lewd and filthy. What is a cockle or a walnut shell, a knack, a toy, a trick, a baby's cap? Away with it. Come, let me have a bigger.
I'll have no bigger. This doth fit the time, and gentlewomen wear such caps as these.
When you are gentle, you shall have one too, and not till then.
Why, sir, I trust I may have leave to speak, and speak I will. I am no child, no babe. Your betters have enjoyed me say my mind, and if you cannot, best you stop your ears. My tongue will tell the anger of my heart, or else my heart concealing it will break, and rather than it shall, I will be free even to the uttermost as I please in words.
Why, thou sayest true. It is a paltry cap, a custard coffin, a bauble, a silken tie. I love thee well in that thou likest it not.
Ugh. Love me or love me not, I like the cap, and I will have it or I will have none.
Thy gown? Why, aye, come, tailor, let us see it. Oh, mercy God. What masking stuff is here? What's this? The sleeve? 'Tis like a demi-cannon. What, up and down and carved like an apple tart? Here's snip and nip and cut and slit and slash like to a censer in a barber's shop. Why, what a devil's name, tailor, callest thou this?
I see she's like to have neither cap nor gown.
You bid me make it orderly and well, according to the fashion and the time.
Marry, I did. But if you be remembered, I did not bid you mar it to the time. Go, hop me over every kennel home, for you shall hop without my custom, sir. I'll none of it. Hence, make your best of it.
I never saw a better fashion gown. More quaint, more pleasing, nor more commendable. Belike you mean to make a puppet of me.
Why, true, he means to make a puppet of thee.
As she says, your worship means to make a puppet of her.
Oh, monstrous arrogance. Thou lie.
Okay, so in this scene, you have the haberdasher. That's the person who makes hats. He brings in this awesome hat. Petruchio says it's terrible. It isn't. It's awesome. And Catherine's like, it's awesome. I would love to wear that. If I can't have that one, I'm not wearing any. The haberdasher leaves. Bummer. Then the tailor comes in. Again, Petruchio's like, this dress is terrible. And she's like, I like it. And then the tailor she says, why, he means to make, she says, be like you mean to make a puppet of me. Petruchio turns it around, saying that the tailor is going to make a puppet of her. And the tailor's like, I'm not, what, you know. And so now Petruchio's attacking the tailor.
Bias, thou thread, thou thimble, thou yard, 3/4, half yard, quarter, nail, thou flea, thou knit, thou winter cricket, thou, braved in mine own house with a skein of thread, away thou rag, thou quantity, thou remnant, or I shall so bemeet thee with thy yard as thou shalt think on prating whilst thou livest. I tell thee, that thou hast marred her gown.
Your worship is deceived. The gown is made just as my master had direction. Grumio gave order how it should be done.
I gave him no order. I gave him the stuff.
But how did you desire it should be made?
Marry, sir, with needle and thread.
But did you not request to have it cut?
Thou hast faced many things.
I have.
Face not me. Thou hast braved many men. Brave not me. I will neither be faced nor braved. I say unto thee, I bid thy master cut out the gown, but I did not bid him cut it to pieces. Ergo, thou liest.
Oh, why? Here's a note of the fashion to testify.
Read it.
There's no lies in his throat if he says I said so.
In primis, a loose-bodied gown.
Master, if ever I said loose-bodied gown, sew me in the skirts of it and beat me to death with a bottom of brown thread. I said a gown.
Proceed.
With a small compass cape.
Yeah, I confess the cape.
With a trunk sleeve.
I confess 2 sleeves.
The sleeves curiously cut.
Aye, there's the villainy.
Error in the bill, sir. Error in the bill. I commanded the sleeves should be cut out and sewed up again. And that I'll prove upon thee, though thy little finger be armed in a thimble.
This is true that I say, and I had thee in place where thou shouldst know it.
Oh, for thee straight. Take thou the bill, give me thy meteyard, and spare not me.
God have mercy, Grumio, then you shall have no odds.
Well, sir, in brief, the gown is not for me.
You're in the right, sir. 'Tis for my mistress.
Go, take it up unto thy master's use.
Villain, not for thy life. Take up my mistress' gown for thy master's use.
Why, sir, what's your conceit in that?
Oh, sir, the conceit is deeper than you think for. Take up my mistress' gown to his master's use. Oh, fie.
Hortensia, say thou wilt see the tailor paid. Go, take it hence, be gone, and say no more.
Tailor, I'll pay thee for thy gown tomorrow. Take no unkindness of his hasty words. Away, I say, commend me to thy master.
Okay, so, Grumio and Petruchio are going back and forth with this whole, gown thing. Grumio's like, I didn't say any of that when I ordered the gown. This gown is terrible. Obviously, I didn't order it terrible, so this is just a bad tailor. And Petruchio's like, yes, this gown is terrible. Definitely not keeping it. Then he whispers to Hortensio, hey, go pay the man. Tell him everything's fine. I'm just kind of playing a part. And so Hortensio goes and tells the tailor.
Well, come, my Kate. We will unto your fathers, even in these honest, mean habiliments. Our purses shall be proud, our garments poor, for 'tis the mind that makes the body rich. And as the sun breaks through the darkest clouds, so honour peereth in the meanest habit. What? Is the jay more precious than the lark because his feathers are more beautiful? Or is the adder better than the eel because his painted skin contents the eye? Oh, no. Good Kate. Neither art thou the worse for this poor furniture and mean array. If thou canst it shame, lay it on me, and therefore frolic. We will henceforth with to feast and sport us at thy father's house. Go, call my men, and let us straight to him, and bring our horses unto Long Lane End. There will we mount, and thither walk on foot. Let's see, I think 'tis now some 7 o'clock, and well we may come there by dinner time.
I dare assure you, sir, 'tis almost 2, and 'twill be supper time ere you come there.
It shall be 7 ere I go to horse. Look, what I speak, or do, or think to do, you are still crossing it. Sirs, let alone, I will not go today, and ere I do, it shall be what o'clock I say it is.
Oh.
Why, so this gallant will command the sun.
So Petruchio finally tells Kate after he's sent the tailor away, and she doesn't know he's actually having Hortensio pay the tailor, and he plans to have her looking correctly. But he tells her, it's okay, we're going to look poor, but we are rich in spirit, and that's what matters. Then he says, well, I guess we'll get ready. After all, it's 7 o'clock, so we should leave. And she says, it's 2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. Like, clearly it's not 7 o'clock. Can you not tell time? And then Petruchio says, and here is the point. This is the point he's been making for all of the time they've been together so far. He says, look, what I speak or do or think to do, you are still crossing it. Then he says, I'm not going to go today. And before I do this, it shall be what o'clock I say it is. Hortensio, under his breath, in his aside, is like, oh my gosh, the guy's going to command the sun. Which, of course, you can't command the sun. But the point that he's trying to make to Catherine is, you are crossing me on every single thing I say ever. Pick your battles. Occasionally, you don't have to cross people. This is an interesting one. I think this is like a good life lesson just in general, because we don't have to make everything a battle. There are times whenever we violently disagree with people on a lot of different issues. You don't have to talk about all of them. You can let some of them pass by. Maybe there's that person in class that just annoys the snot out of you. Everything they say, you just really would like to, make a snide comment. Man, let them go. And choose your battles. Try to figure out when you should speak and when you should stay silent. The art of staying silent, man, that's gold. We all need to use that more. We all need to learn that more, when to hold her tongue, when not to speak. So he's trying to teach her. This is a life skill that she somehow missed, because life for her was pretty rough. Mom died. She was with Dad and Bianca. Bianca's clearly the favorite. She became bitter. She let the bitterness kind of get the best of her. She's very strong-willed, very strong-minded. That wasn't well received. And so she's had a rough go of it, but instead of learning to hold her tongue and speak for things that really matter, she just rants about everything. And Petruchio is not wanting that to be the way they move forward in their relationship. Okay, that's all of scene 3.